This caught my attention from a music standpoint. Just being a person that's done music for a while, Lone can attest to that. We've all been in the
you've done music for a while,
long time,
couple years.
But so has everyone else here, right? Like everybody's been involved at some point, like whether it be DJing, hosting.
You?
Well,
Sean, has he?
Yeah, he has.
All right,
cool. Here's what I want to present to you, gentlemen. DJ Quik responded to a tweet from someone on Twitter who said, DJ Quik is actually who everyone thinks Dr. Dre is.
I saw that.
Now, that's, it's last week or whatever, but the concept of producers who are hands-on versus producers that are posers, if you will.
So hold on.
I think calling Dr. Dre a poser.
Yeah, that's a little far-fetched.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not saying Dr. Dre is a poser. What I'm saying is I know how hands-on DJ Quik is versus Dr. Dre. So
you know him personally?
Well, I don't know him, but I'm going off what I've seen.
Should
and what
you
I've
ask
heard.
the expert over here? Because I know all this stuff.
Lone is definitely an expert. But Lone, you know what I mean when it comes to Quik, because I felt him when he said finally someone has had the balls to say it. DJ Quik has always been known as a producer that can pick up a guitar, piano, bass, arrange, no samples.
And you're also extremely biased here.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Quik, but it's on tape.
Yeah.
Like he's really the person that I'm describing. I'm biased. Yeah, I love the West Coast. I love Quik, but I felt him when he said it because Dr. Dre, who we've also seen sit down at a piano, produce, but there's also Scott Storch. There's DJ Khalil. A lot of people that come in where he kind of orchestrates. Yeah, there you go. So, what do you think about that, Spools? When you hear Quik say, finally someone said it, because I knew where he was coming from, and I also know how to separate the two. It's not disrespect per se to Dre's skill set, but I totally understand where he's coming from.
Well, I see I guess, trying to put myself in your shoes or you guys' shoes, some of you guys who've been around instrumentation and know how to versus people. That's what it sounds like to me, like, because the word producer meant something a little bit different before than it does now, or has been what it has meant maybe for the past 30 years or something like that.
Right.
Quincy Jones versus...
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
So knowing that you favor those elements, those musical elements, and even going further, and I think to a degree there's something almost better about being able to do it that way.
Okay.
But that's just my personal preference, like what my ears like and things like, because I also like people who don't do that a lot too, but just that I don't know, man, it's almost like it's like an extra notch if you're a producer who actually can do those things.
Let me ask you this, Spools. Is that just, I guess, the purest? Is it the purest part, like where you think that there's something else extra there when a person can do?
Yes.
And the reason I'm saying that is because there was a post, and I'll never forget it, with Pete Rock and Ninth Wonder were shopping for wax, and I'm talking about finding crazy samples. DJ Quik was in the comment section, and he came up and he said, make your own, like I'm paraphrasing, but make your own shit.
Sure.
Why are y'all sampling?
Yeah.
Like I think that goes to kind of the direction that he's going here for his response. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. And also personally, my favorite producers don't pick up, haven't, or aren't known to pick up the instruments necessarily too.
Okay.
Some of my favorites. I mean, does Premier do that?
No. Not to my knowledge.
I don't think Pete Rock does. I don't think.
Not to my
knowledge.
knowledge.
I think RZA did a little bit. I think he knows how to play keys and certain things
Not
like that.
very well.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But, so my favorite producers, the guys I just mentioned and a handful of others, probably don't know how to do that. But when I do hear a producer, like that is a part of their, like shout out to my man Edge. Some of you guys know Edge.
Sure.
Edge is dope. Sorry. He's very dope. And I was trying to watch my mouth. I used to swear all the time on this show, man.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Came in today and was like,
it's all good, man.
knock it off.
Get it out. Get it out now. Get it out.
But no, like it adds this additional element, man. It tells me that person understands music a little bit differently. Not necessarily better than someone who doesn't use those elements or know how to play certain live parts or whatever. But I don't know. There's something real cool about it.
What you think about it, Lone, when just from what I'm describing in Quik's response?
Seems a little bitter.
You think he's bitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even saying that the bitterness is necessarily not justified.
Okay, fair enough.
But it seems like it's something that's pent up. It seems like it's a conversation that he's probably had or between his people and everything. Those of us that produce and can play instruments as well understand the difference between those that can and can't.
True.
And to Brad's point, it doesn't necessarily mean that because I can play trumpet and because I can play keys a little bit or whatever, that it means that my beats are necessarily going to be better than somebody that isn't particularly sampling, playing trumpet, or making beats.
Good point.
It just means that there is a different level of understanding and knowledge and a little bit of understanding of a musicality that's behind everything. And it, again, doesn't mean that the beats are necessarily better, but it does sometimes, I feel like there is more of a knowledge. And Quik, but on the other side, Quik is an example of somebody who you can see that his beats are, like it lives in him, you know. And I think most of the time that is the case with people, with producers, that are on the level of a Quik. Or something like that. Or even, you know, like your guy, you know, tall black guy or 14 KT or you know, Slot or you know any of these producers that like truly understand the musicality of it, because there's this relationship that happens physically when you touch the instrument and how it moves that translates into how your brain works when you approach different things. And, you know, whether or not you utilize when you're making it is different than whether, you know, somebody that doesn't know anything about it. If you don't know what keys and chords are, you don't know the combinations of stuff, you don't know what you're doing, then I'm not going to say you're limited, because, you know, well, you are limited. I mean, even Primo was limited to a specific piece. You know, I love Premier. You know,
he mastered his sound.
He mastered it. P-Rock is amazing. But at the same time, like, you know, and they're geniuses in their own right. You know what I mean? But there is another level beyond that, I think, that we see in certain producers. Now, the Dre comparison, I don't know, because like I've seen Dre get down, so I know it's there. But I don't know. But I couldn't tell you the last time that I was 100% certain that Dre actually made a beat.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't argue. Go ahead,
that's there, but I don't like this conversation.
Okay, that's what we here for.
I don't like it.
That's even better. Why don't you like it?
Well, I don't like it. First time I heard DJ Quik was a song called "Born and Raised in Compton," which sounded a lot like Dr. Dre production.
I knew where you was going.
I mean, they used a Dr. Dre sample in the song.
So
MC Ren's voice, right?
Yeah. So your introduction to the music space, regardless of what kind of musician you are, was a song called "Born and Raised in Compton," which NWA popularized. Being from Compton, you rode that wave. You became your own DJ Quik. Okay, DJ Quik, he's a rapper. I only knew him as a rapper first. I didn't know he was a producer until later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about the impact that Dr. Dre had on the game, regardless of how you feel, being a purist or whatever, Dr. Dre changed the game of hip hop, rap as a whole, period. DJ Quik is very, very talented. He can play plenty of instruments. He makes great music. He is not Dr. Dre. So you saying DJ Quik is actually who everyone thinks Dr. Dre is false. Because let me continue. DJ Quik has not left his stake in the game the same way that Dr. Dre has. You can't interchange those. Regardless of how many instruments he knows how to play and how much of a purist he is, you're speaking from a musician's point of view, because you like that he knows how to play these instruments. Dr. Dre is very skilled at making beats and including other people that can kind of help him get in his pocket. He's not somebody like a Puffy that's just like, all right, this is going to the Hitmen or whatever the group with Stevie J and them were. That were making the actual production, and P. Diddy's just talking on it, saying that he's the producer. You're taking a lot from Dr. Dre by saying that. The reason why I'm upset is because what you said initially. When you said faking, you're talking about Dr. Dre here.
Okay, so first of all, when I say faking and I say posing, that's what you said. That's the lead into just the conversation. We've had a
but we're talking about DJ Quik and Dr. Dre.
We've had a bracket where I've said multiple times I think Dr. Dre is a GOAT. So let's get that out there. I've always said that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I don't think DJ Quik is talking about impact. I don't think he's talking about records. No, I think he's talking about.
I don't understand it. Then.
I think he's talking about man to man, producer versus producer. That's all. It has nothing to do with family trees, records, impact. I don't see it that way.
But I've never thought that Dr. Dre and DJ Quik. I've never interchanged them or thought that one was the other versus, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense to me.
But see,
I think there's an overall sentiment to what the guy's saying. There's a way that I took it. Like, or maybe it is supposed to be extremely literal. And I'm sure there's that literal part, but the way that I took it was like, there are people that produce like Quik, which are like old school or, you know, older school producers that do it a certain way, that know this live instrumentation. You know, maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. I don't
know. I feel like the guy is saying that DJ Quik should be getting the P's that Dr. Dre is getting.
Yeah, but it's not P's from a accolade standpoint.
Yes, that's it.
That's not what this is about. This
from
is
a
about
musician standpoint.
This is about two people like hoopers. Me and you about to go hoop, and we're gonna see who's better. I feel like I'm nicer than you.
And who has the most MVPs? So this kind of goes.
Who has the better skill set? That's what this is about.
It's about
skill set doesn't make you a better player.
But that's where he's coming from.
I would agree. I think when you look at it in that particular manner, I would put Quik higher than Dre.
That's all I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's not about rings.
It's not about rings.
It's not the Bill Russell verse, argument. It's about like when you put these two people on the court together, like all the things that they can do, Quik is the one that can do them all. Dre can do a lot of stuff too. He's got the rings. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got the accolades, but he was on the Celtics.
Well,
that's a good one.
Okay,
that's a good one.
So this also circles back around to what Jay Moore said many moons ago.
Okay.
Put the CDs on the table then.
No, that's not what this is about.
Yep, that's where I'm taking it.
What this is about.
That's where I'm taking it.
Jay, jump in, bro.
Look, man.
We had this conversation
because
all night.
when I think about producers, one of my favorite old school producers, if you will, is Norman Whitfield. Okay. Produced for the Temptations.
Come on.
Produced, had his own situation. He wound up producing the Car Wash soundtrack.
Which is fire, by the way.
Yeah, Rolls Royce.
Yeah, he did not play. The instruments on he was the one who said, okay, we're going to put this here. We're going to put this here. We're going to make this a record. Constructing records is what a producer does. Sometimes we have this conversation about the difference between producers and beat makers. Could you make an argument that DJ Quik is a better beat maker because he does all these other things as far as his ability to play instruments and create something from scratch? That's an argument you can have, but I can never put DJ Quik over Dr. Dre as far as a producer is concerned, because I've seen videos of Dr. Dre and heard stories. One of the craziest ones
busy though
about Dr. Dre is he's in the studio with Snoop, and Snoop is flowing. He's going for his, and Dre stops and says, "I don't believe you."
Yeah, that goes into it.
Yeah, and says this is what you need to do with your delivery. This is how we can turn these bars into a hook. This is what we can do to you may be able. This is a nice record. Maybe it'll play on a mixtape, but I'm going to take this and make it to be something that's not only on the radio but as a hit. That's what Dr. Dre, as a producer, has been able to do for the past 40 years we're looking at.
Sure.
Jump in, Lo.
But
you done, Jay?
No, I agree with what Jay's saying, and I don't think there's anything wrong with producing the way that Dre does. I think 100%. That's great. I think the collaborative approach is great, but that's not the conversation.
It's not the conversation.
And I think that's the main thing.
No, and that's why I say the difference. I say if you're going to talk about somebody as a beat maker, somebody who can take something and create it from scratch and make something out of nothing with, I'm not trying to say that the people he's worked with are nobodies. Well, you know what? Because Dre, Eminem, Snoop, and not Kendrick, but
50 Cent.
Nah, not 50, but maybe even the Game. As industry is concerned, DLC. We're nobodies, and he was able to create masterpieces around these people on their first records when no one else saw anything in them.
Lone, I'm coming to you, but you're downplaying DJ Quik the way that you sound as just a musician and not a producer that can point out flaws with verses and everything else that Dre is doing. Don't lose that part of it as well.
But I'm just saying, when you look at the end result of what a producer is able to create,
for sure.
then I'm sorry, like Quik is incredible, but he's certainly not Dr. Dre.
Jump in, Lon.
Not good. Dre is exemplary.
Go ahead, Lon.
No, I don't really have anything else. I mean,
Suppose you got.
It's not the same.
I feel like there is a every once in a while some like Dre kind of hate always pops up from somebody. It happens every few years or so. It could be from Warren G. He's had some things to say about Dre.
His
They're actually
stepbrother, which
like
is crazy.
stepbrothers,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
crazy.
apparently don't really talk, and but he feels a certain way about Dre, and that's their
real.
business. I'm not, but it just Scott Storch has said something about Dre before. Definitely one of the best ever. Like you can't take that away from him. But like, I mean, people do the same about RZA. Like, have you ever heard of the things people, or the things certain people have said about like the dude RNS? If you're not familiar with RNS, he's a dope producer from New York, but a lot of apparently he had a lot of influence, or really showed RZA the ropes, shit like that, and never ever got anywhere close as far as name popularity. As RZA did. You know
Happens
what I mean?
all the time, bro.
It seems to happen a lot, man. It's just interesting. Sometimes I wonder, well, I just in general think people love like just any little controversial thing. You know
At the
what
end
I mean?
of the day, these is two
they're
very
goats now,
talented.
legends.
interesting
Like,
conversations
don't get it
to
twisted.
have,
But I see where you're coming from in
I
terms
do,
of.
but I don't, because
I see where you're coming from.
when we talk about musical impact of a Dr. Dre and what he did
but
for
that's
the
not the
game.
conversation.
It is, though.
It's not.
I mean,
It's
not
a,
the
music,
conversation.
it's a musicianship
It's not the
conversation.
conversation.
How is it not?
It's about what he's saying in the tweet is DJ Quik
is who y'all thought Dr. Dre
is the
was.
musician, is the beat maker, is the music producer that makes slaps in the way that you think that Dr. Dre is.
That's what he's saying.
That's the
I
conversation.
still don't
It's
agree.
not
I
about.
still can't
I
go with
still,
that.
regardless how you word it, I still don't agree.
Okay.
He's a more talented musician. He knows how to play more instruments than Dr. Dre.
We gonna agree to disagree on this one because
I ain't going.
y'all missing the point.
I'm
from
not
what he
missing
talking
the
about.
point.
Y'all are missing the point.
Nope.
I'm just
not.
gonna point out
It's a
one thing.
musicianship conversation, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's about, right?
I was just going to point
But
out
if you're
the
talking
fact.
about producers,
Sorry.
I mean, if we're talking
Don't
about
lose
if
that.
we're talking about musicianship, like I said, you can make a case. Like you said, when you talked about putting somebody on the court, because Dre had to call in Big Bass Brian, when he was trying to hit those licks, on those Ruthless records, and I get that. But that when you talk about a producer, when you're just talking about someone who gets someone to the finish line, an end result,
Again, I think it's two conversations. And what I'm saying, from a producer standpoint, and
That's
Mike,
fine.
from a producer standpoint, we understand exactly what is being said here.
100%.
And I understand what's being said, but I still think it's false.
I don't think you do.
I don't think
you do.
Okay.
So Jay Moore, I'm gonna end it here, and then we can go back to what we were supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, I can have it.
But Jay,
Well,
Jay,
let me ask this: is that to assume? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry,
No,
but
go
is
ahead,
that
bro.
to assume that people in their mind think that when Dre makes beats, he's playing instruments?
Yeah.
Is that statement kind of assumes that?
I think here's what I would say. I would say I don't necessarily disagree with what anybody is saying from the perspective of the production standpoint of Dre and the musicianship of Quik. What I'm saying is when I look at this tweet as somebody who has produced music and somebody who knows what Quik can do, and when I look at this from a perspective of what I know Dre does, Quik is by and far somebody that I would rather have in the studio with me or somebody that I'm going to look up to as a music producer as opposed to a Dr. Dre. If I am going to be a music beat maker producer in that aspect as opposed to something else. I'm not going to necessarily say that nobody can perceive that, but what I am saying is that Mike and I have definitely a different perspective from this based upon the 20 plus years that we've been doing that when we see that. That's the only thing I'm saying.
And I'm gonna end it here, Jay. I'm gonna come to you with this one, and then we can pivot. So, based off everything that I've heard from you and brother Jay Diff here, and I'm just gonna throw this out here, and I want you to think about very clearly what I'm saying. So, based off what you told me in terms of being able to put people in the right position and this and this and this, is Khaled a better producer?
See, that I wanted to get to that because there's no
I have
way.
to ask because
there's no
what
way.
you described is what you're saying. He's better
because
than Quik.
I actually was going to. I
Lon,
actually
am I
was going to
lying?
bring up that Dr. Dre is not a DJ Khaled.
Lon, am I lying?
I
Do you see where I'm going?
I
No,
see
man.
where you're going,
No.
but I can't. But to Terry's point, though, I can't put
No.
Khaled is more of a Diddy than he is a.
I mean, he knows how to get the records and knows how to point people in the right direction. I'm just asking.
A lot of times, these records, when Khaled gets them, are finished, and he just yells, "We the best" at the front.
I'm just asking,
this
bro.
This is very disrespectful.
I'm just asking.
Please don't do
you
that.
can like DJ Quik. I too like DJ Quik. I had both DJ Quik's albums.
I'm just asking.
Dr. Dre's albums. I had everybody's albums. I was fans of both of these individuals. But you pretty much coining that Dr. Dre is a Khaled.
I didn't say Dr. Dre was a Khaled.
You put them in the same sentence.
He's asking a provoking
I didn't
question.
say that, though. I didn't say that. I used an analogy. I did not say Dr. Dre is Khaled. I didn't say that.
And I think Mike's analogy here is in reference to the producer perspective, right? Because he's a producer, and we don't know Dr. Dre for making beats in the last 25 plus years.
Okay, DJ Academics goes by DJ Academics, and he ain't DJing shit.
And nobody on this panel thinks he's a DJ.
Exactly.
Okay, but
So that brings me to the point, back to what I was saying. That again, that who the thinks that Dr. Dre is in there playing licks and all the time when he makes beats? I never have.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never one time been like, oh, I bet Dre's playing that bass line right now. I know he's not, because I know it's sampled, or I know, perhaps he got someone else to, or whatever. So like, that's the funny part about the whole discussion to me is like when I read that, I was like, oh, I'm not a producer.
Yeah.
But I get what they're driving at.
No,
you know what I
for
mean? But at the same time, I was like, who the fuck thinks that?
I think it's more just like a personal thing. Like when you are a producer and you do sit down and you do make these things, you know that there's a legitimate difference between being able to go to the computer and play and make all these instruments versus like, I'm going to call somebody to do this because I can't do it. And I think that's really all that the conversation comes from. It's like, Quik can do it all at a very high level. And I don't have 100%. I don't believe 100% that Dre could sit down in a computer by himself and make something like that.
But there's a greatness.
It doesn't mean that the production aspect is not important, that he's not great at it.
There's a greatness in both. Because for Dr. Dre to be able to say, I can do 60% of it, but I'm smarter than everybody else to get the other 40%. There's a skill there. Everybody can't do that.
Oh yeah.
But just Quik is looking at it like, yo, we outside hooping.
Yeah,
my skill set better than yours.
Okay,
that's it. That's all it is.
That's it.
Yeah, but like I said, I think about the Norman Whitfields. I think about Quincy Jones. He's not in there playing the.
Is Norman Whitfield comparable to Quincy Jones?
Yes, because Norman Whitfield wasn't in there playing.
Who do you think
he didn't play on Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Who do you think they're gonna pick though, as a better producer?
Quincy Jones.
All
they're
right,
smart.
then. All right.
But at the same time, neither one of them were in there like trying to. They may have been able to arrange something. They may have been a part of the mixing process.
Who you gonna pick?
They're the people who knew. Hey, I'm going to make sure that this person is playing on this. And so when I give them the lyric sheet and I give them the sheet with the notes on it, they're going to get it right. And I'm going to tell them, okay, you got to sing this again because that was flat. That was this. That's the end result is what a producer is making sure we get this song to the finish line. That's what a producer is supposed to do.
I think we're arguing two different points.
Yeah, I think so, and maybe it's because I'm not a musician. I'm talking
because I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it's not like the point that Mike's making.
Right, because
this is not what this is about.
And perhaps it's getting lost in translation because, like I said, I'm talking to two not only producers but musicians, people who can read music and play things from scratch. Yeah. Something that I don't have the ability to do. So maybe
music, I still don't agree.
Yeah, I don't. So this conversation, this conversation could still have like regardless if neither of them sold one record ever, and you just listened to their music, and you knew how they made the music. I think that's more where
at the end of the day, they both are iconic.
Yeah,
so Dr. Dre is filled because he's played in the league.
Yeah,
but he was a better coach.
Yeah,
okay, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're talking about musicianship, he dabbled as far as musicianship, but he knows how to impose still regardless, and he knows how to put the players in the right positions to win.
I'll put it to you this way. And then,
I think he's more of a Red Auerbach.
I was about to.
More red than Phil Jackson?
I think so.
Yeah, he's more Red Auerbach than Phil Jackson.
So Phil had Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Our analogies are all over the place.
But this is just fun conversation.
Red Auerbach.
No, for sure.
Bob Cousy.
But look,
John Havlicek.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson was a good player with the Knicks. Became you can make a case for a phenomenal GOAT coach. You can make a case for
he coached Michael Jordan. So under Dre's belt is some top tier MCs.
But DJ Quik is saying that's cool, but I'm Will Chamberlain. I'm averaging 50 and 25. When you put us all together, I'm averaging 50 and 20.
I still would rather see Michael Jordan.
Here they go.
I would rather see Michael Jordan.
And that's where
that's the divide. Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. If neither of them ever sold a record ever in their lives, and all you had was to listen to their music and to know how they went about making that music, that's what this is about.
And both sets of the music gonna be cold.
And I think and I also just think
it's really a conversation for music nerds.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we are.
That's, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
I just honestly, I think it comes down to a different level of appreciation.
Yeah.
That Mike and I probably have.
I appreciate somebody that plays instruments.
I said level. It's just levels.
It's just levels. It's just levels. Like, it's just levels.
You know, it's like.
I mean, Stevie Wonder's my favorite R&B artist.
I mean, Jackson's here. He can attest to this. This is literally something I teach my students. It's like you can use sample packs, but if you want to get to that next level, you need to understand the musicianship of everything.
And once you fuse the two, you will be a beast.
And it's like it's just I have a different level of appreciation for it. I'm not saying you don't appreciate it.
I'm not wrong.
I'm just saying like as it's like literally something I do, I have another level of appreciation for somebody who is like somebody that I look up to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can dig it.
So I don't know.
To my defense, again, Stevie Wonder is my favorite R&B artist, and he plays instruments that you don't even know the name of.